It's May 30th. It's 2 weeks now, 14th day that I'm here at Pico in San Diego RV Park. It's not just the day I'm leaving the park, but it's also my 3 months anniversary date. Full 3 months, full time. Stick around, I'll give you also the numbers. First 3 months. And I really don't know what to say, except it's all okay. This is what I wanted, and it's happening. So many YouTubers posted the first month video, 3 months review, 1 year anniversary, and that was my plan. But basically, after 1 month, I didn't know what would I say, so I didn't make a video. Now it's 3 months. It's just 3 times the first month. I'm going from spot to spot and enjoying it. Didn't have too many problems. That is perfect. I want to enjoy, I don't want problems. But here's a little history. I started full-time March 1st. Basically, the whole idea started a year ago when, as a joke, I was announcing at work, I'm gonna leave and you're gonna miss me. And they asked me, well, what you gonna do? Why? I said, as a joke, I'm gonna buy RV and travel around, because I saw that. That's what old people do, right? I was repeating that so much that I started looking ads and ran into this my beast. Decided to purchase it. In December I made an offer. In January made the first trip. Just test drive, like 8 days, went to RTR, went to Palm Springs, came back to Las Vegas, made about 700 miles, spent $700, and confirmed that I can do it. February 1st, I quit my job. I just walked out, never looked back. March 1st, found new renters that moved in, I moved out. Tomorrow is June 1st, first 3 months. So this is the review, and all I can say is that I'm really satisfied that I made this decision. This lifestyle was something that was waiting for me since I was a small boy. I always liked open areas, nature. Spent with Boy Scouts like 20 years. Every weekend going somewhere, camping. And today, that's my life, outdoors. To make it short, in one sentence, I can say it is all what I expected to be, and I keep doing this. Being without obligations and having nothing to do the next day is great. I kind of have a plan of my traveling, but it means nothing. I can always change it. Maybe I covered this in some other video, but let's start first with my RV. It's Sunseeker, made by Forest River, 2004. When I got it, it had 100,000 miles. It's 30 foot long. It has separate bedroom. And a lot of updates. The previous owner, thank you Frank, he had new tires, new generator, new air condition, new brakes, changed all lights inside to be LED. So I really have nothing to do. The only thing I'm gonna do is put the solar panels on the roof. That's coming in a couple months. As you can see, it has one slide. That's the dinette and the sofa. You can instead space it inside, but while you're inside, if the slide is closed, you still can walk from the driver's seat to bathroom or refrigerator, which is important. It's based on a Ford E450 Super Duty V10 engine, 30 feet long, I don't know, 20,000 pounds heavy, but it drives like a car. The only thing you have to think is about braking a little earlier and hitting the curve with a speed that you can control. On the open straight highway, sometimes I drive 80 miles per hour. I made an offer in December, $16,500, and also I bought some equipment and had a couple smaller repairs. There was some leak on the water connection, and I had to replace this step that I already talked in some other videos. That's the only costly repair. With that beast, I make probably average 8 miles per gallon. My first trip was 9 miles per gallon. I calculated going uphill in the mountains, it eats gas like ice cream. But it is what it is. So now, after 3 months, I have some numbers I can show you. And that's actually the point of my video. Some people that are looking for information, trying to decide should they go full-time or not. I cannot tell you do it or not. I just can tell you that I enjoy it. And the less problems you have with your vehicle, you're gonna have more fun. So that is why I'm showing you this. I think I found the good one. It has no problems. Everything was fixed before I got it, and I got the good price. So my advice, only advice I can give you, don't go to Camping World, don't go to any dealership. Try to find a good used one from a private party. Make some inspection. I paid the truck inspection, and I paid also RV inspection for the home area. It cost me $150 each, and I think I made a good decision. Let's go now inside, and I want to show you some numbers. I divided the numbers in 2 parts. Part 1 is acquiring the RV and some expenses I had for it before March 1st, and part 2 is expenses after March 1st when I started full-time. So this spreadsheet shows expenses before March 1st. Total expenses for RV purchase and some additional equipment I got, and some memberships for RV parks, $19,354. Price for the RV itself was $16,500, and then 2 inspections I paid for the truck part, for the engine, transmission, $125, and for the coach, $250. That was a little bit pricey, but I spent another $900, close to $1,000 for getting internet router, getting some dinnerware, Corel, because it doesn't break, doesn't chip, so it's really good. Sheets for the bed, gas grill, I got some special audio equipment, Yamaha receiver, really cheap, $30 only on Craigslist. Speakers also, all that combined $944. Title and registration, $117. I had to fix the cruise control, didn't work, that cost me $200. There was some water leak on the side when you connect the city water hookup, it was leaking, that cost me $200. And also the step broke really fast, and I couldn't find exact replacement, maybe for the motor or for that sensors part and stuff, because it's old, 2004, so I had to buy a new one. They robbed me at Camping World, and that cost me $983, which is too much. But that happened on a day I was leaving Las Vegas, and I had to do it. So when you are in a rush, it's going to cost you more. I also spent about $800 on some RV club memberships, which is for Good Sam Club shopping. You go to Camping World, everything costs more if you don't have a membership, so that was $40. Passport America, $39.99, $40. With Passport America, you get 50% off if you stay in any RV park that's in their list, and they have thousands, tens of thousands probably. So instead of paying $50, you're going to pay $25 and immediately get that money back if you stay only one night somewhere. I spent on 1,000 trails, $539. That includes Southwest Zone and Northwest Zone. That's where I'm traveling along the Pacific coast, and that's for 1 year. It gives you 2 weeks in the park, and then you have to be 1 week out of the system. That means you have 35 weeks, which comes to 35 weeks of the year you can be in RV parks, 1,000 trail system. 17 weeks I had to spend boondocking, or maybe even pay something somewhere else. That is about $45 per month, or about $12, $13 a week. So for a week of RV park with total hookups for this amount, it's clear, it's obvious. Everybody must have 1,000 trail membership. They're going to try sell you some higher packages that are like 6,000, 8,000, 15,000. Don't fall for that. Because with this, it's dirt cheap. And even if you go only on your vacation annually, week or two, it pays off. Where can you stay 2 weeks or a month, let's say, for $500? If you want to go to Florida, spend the winter there for snowbirds from December through April, 5 months, it can cost you, let's say, you need to buy additional their package for another $200, so it's going to cost you $700. Where can you spend $500 paying rent, $120 a month? This is clear to me that I must have 1,000 Trails membership. Also, road assistance, AAA. I don't think that AAA works good for RVs. That's why I got good SAMS assistance. That's $100 for a year. That comes to $8.75 per month. And I also got for $80 National Parks lifetime card. I even cannot count that as monthly average because it's $80 for a lifetime. You don't have, with this card, you don't have to pay entrance fees to parks, or you can even, sometimes it's required, like I went to Boondock at Lake Mead, that's National Park, so I didn't have to pay entrance or any fee for staying there, boondocking. That's good spend. So those memberships cost me $800 for a year. You can say it's about $70 a month, $65, $70 per month. Before March 1st, I spent $19,354. Before starting full-time, I looked at the cost of it, did some research, some YouTube videos, made an estimate what I think I need to spend. And I have to tell you, it can be more or less, depends on your lifestyle. But I don't think that you can do this for less than $1,000 a month. $1,000, it's really tight budget. It's much better if it's for a couple. I'm alone. So all gas I spend, it's for one person. If it's a couple, then you can divide that on 2 people expense. It's much lower. You add little more for food, but if you have 2 incomes or 2 pensions or something, for 2 people, average is much smaller. This is for me single. So I made a budget and I said, car, right now I don't have because I sold my car when I started full time. So I have no expenses, but there's gonna be, if I get the vehicle I'm towing, some Jeep, or there's gonna be insurance on it, about $100 plus some fuel extra for that, and insurance, fuel and maintenance. It's going to be probably monthly average of about $200 minimum, if not even more. That's why right now I'm fine without having a car. I can always get an Uber ride if necessary somewhere in a city. My cell phone, I don't have real cell phone. I don't have AT&T. I don't have Verizon. Those plans that cost you $60, $80 or $100 something a month, I don't have that. I have prepaid plan, track phone, $120 for a year with 1,500 minutes 1,500 text messages and some data. Sometimes I buy a little more data when I used everything. But basically I use the internet to communicate with people using different messengers like Hangouts or Facebook Messenger. So I really don't need to make phone calls. And the only time I use my phone when I'm somewhere in a city looking for something or I have to call or for some emergency. Many people spend too much on the phone and internet. I think that's where we have to make a cut. I know, you're going to explain me that it's necessary, but I can live without it. Next category, entertainment. I predicted like $50, but it's going to be probably even more, but sometimes even zero. So that's why average is 50 in my budget. If you go to some museum or some festival or something, you have to pay tickets for groceries. My budget is $250 a month. I don't go to restaurants, but if I go, I put there $20 just to cover in a case I go sometime somewhere. I cook much better than any restaurant can. And anytime I go to a restaurant, I'm unsatisfied with something. And I can make that same meal better. No, that's just me. You can spend more. Health insurance, it costs me $136 a month. Miscellaneous, I don't know what that is, but it's something that doesn't fit in these categories. Personal care, it's like some hygiene products and haircuts. I go cheap, $10 haircuts. Some equipment I still buying. I always need some extra cord for some of my appliances, or I need some little inverter to plug into 12 volt. So that's like on average $50 a month. Maybe it should be even zero. Fuel. I decided for fuel I'm going to spend $250 a month, not a penny more. The moment I spend $250, I stop driving. I don't move to the end of the month. Then new $250 kicks in. I'm in no rush. I have nowhere to go. I don't need to burn gas. I enjoy staying in this spot for a couple of weeks. I made 8 miles per gallon on average. Here on the West Coast in California, gas is about $4 per gallon. I can find it even for $3.75 sometimes. That means for $250 I can buy total of 63 gallons. And my RV makes 8 miles per gallon. That means for $250 I'm going to make 500 miles. 500 miles in 1 month. Well, that means I can move in 1 week 125 miles. That is a lot. That is like from Palm Springs to LA. That's from San Diego almost to LA. That's from LA to past Santa Barbara and going a little more north. So I think that is a good estimate for gas and mileage. Next item is internet, and that's one of the bigger problems for RV full-timers. I pay $60. It's NetBuddy. It is marvelous. It's on AT&T network. I know Verizon network is better, but I think that's just urban legend that everybody is repeating. Please try to show me some proof. I can show you here my speeds I get from my internet. Show me your speed on your Verizon network. Other expenses like insurance for my RV, it's $50 a month. For laundry, you need coins, quarters, do it twice a month, whatever, you spend $10, $15. Propane, I put in my budget $15 a month. On propane, I run my refrigerator all the time when boondocking. Normally, it's on electric when I'm plugged. I use the stove a lot, every day cooking. I cook all the time. And also, it's used for furnace in the winter. I didn't have much of a winter, used the furnace a couple of times in March, even April. But we'll see next winter if the propane use goes up. Maintenance, I don't know what it is, but you have to be prepared. There's going to be some repairs on a truck or here. So I put $100 on average per month. So I'm not going to have a maintenance cost every month, but let's say twice a year, change oil. That's very expensive for this truck. Or if I had to pay somebody to do something, $100 a month for a year, that's $1,200. If I spend that, that's good. More than that, it's not good. On RV parks, I don't plan to spend anything, but sometimes on this trip I noticed there is a long stretch from Santa Barbara to Salinas, almost San Francisco. There's no Thousand Trails Park. So I may need there, I'm not going to drive that all in one day. It's going to take a few weeks. So I may need in the middle of that road to go to some RV park to dump my tanks and stay a night there, you know. So for that kind of situations, there are going to be some expense. Right now, I have zero planned because I don't plan to pay RV parks. I paid Thousand Trails membership and I plan to abuse it. Other memberships that I already show you, these are monthly averages because you pay for a year ahead for Good Sam Club, Road Assistance, Passport America, and like I said, Thousand Trails comes down to $45 per month. Clothing, I bought last month new sneakers. I may need new pair of jeans or shorts. It's summer. When the winter comes, I don't know, a warm jacket. I have a travel category that I don't really plan to use or have any expenses. But let's say if my RV stays in a shop, I have to pay Uber and take me to some hotel and stay there overnight. That can be also, that kind of expense can be part of the maintenance if it's related to RV maintenance because it's in a shop. Total expenses for a month budget is planned at $1,141. You can round it down to 11 or round it up to $1,200, and that's why I'm saying that's the minimum. I don't know how you can even make it for $1,000 or less. I don't have here auto expense, and that's going to be another couple hundred once I get some towing vehicle. Total, it's going to be $1,400, maybe up to $1,500, and I really cannot cut much on these numbers. Now, the real cost. Here are the real numbers I spent for March, April, and May. Total, in column L, shows I spent $3,700 for 3 months, and on average per month that's $1,236, which is for about $95 more than my budget that I planned. And the only big items are groceries, my health insurance, and fuel. So as you can see, I am on $1,200 monthly average. If I have to pay some maintenance or some repairs on a truck, that's going to increase this spending. But that shouldn't be calculated even in your budget. You should have on a side set money for emergencies, exactly for that, for fixing some big cost items. Everything else, some bigger repairs, should be out of your reserve fund, so shouldn't be calculated in a budget. As you can see, I'm doing good. I can spend more on some clothing or entertainment, but again, that's not going to be that often. Once or twice if I go over the planned amounts. If I'm within a budget plus maybe another $200, that's really good. That's not bad. But don't believe Bob Wells and examples he gives you, the people that live on $500 a month. That's impossible. That means you cannot move, you cannot spend any gas money. You are eating dirt cheap stuff, and you still need a cell phone, you need internet, you need Medicare or some insurance. So totally, I think I can continue with this for years on this kind of budget. If it starts changing, well, I have to start adjusting and evaluate it differently. I hope I gave you the idea and confirmed what some other people already showed, that you can do this on budget from $1,000 to $1,500. For 2 people, $2,000 max, doing the same thing I do. You just need a little more on groceries for your partner. I don't plan having a dog. That's expense. I saw some people spending even a couple $100 for taking their cat to vet. You need food, go to pick up the poop after your dog. I don't want to do that. So I don't need a dog. I'll use a stuffed animal if I need to hug something else than a human. This is how I live. Will this work for you? I cannot tell you. I have a good friend of mine. He just told me yesterday, I wouldn't be able to do that what you're doing. He lives in a big house, wife, 2 kids, drives expensive car. I always wanted to be a cowboy. I want to be Davy Crockett. I want to go in the mountains. I want to see where the buffaloes roam. When I'm driving through this beautiful California mountains, I always think, look at this, over there now Indians are coming out, buffaloes from here, they go hunting them. And my imagination is still like I was 8 years old, when I was reading Jack London books, when I was dreaming of being a pirate or a cowboy. This lifestyle gives me that and allows me to still live in that fantasy world. So from my buddies, Peter Pan and Davy Crockett, Huckleberry Finn, goodbye to all of you.